Chapter 7. In the trees above, the Smurfs struggled to keep up with Clumsy's ride.
Come on! Try to stay with me, Smurfs!
Gutsy directed, keeping his eyes glued to the taxi. Gutsy slid down a tree branch and walked like a tightrope circus performer across some scaffolding. The Smurfs all followed. Grouchy complained,
I'm getting too old for this.
Oh, slow down, Brainy cried, unable to go as fast as the others. He tripped and nearly fell.
Be careful, Brainy, Papa warned,
helping Brainy get his footing. Then Papa and Smurfette rushed along the scaffolding, desperate to keep pace with the cab. Gargamel and Azrael had begun chasing down the cab on foot.
Come back here with my Smurf,
Gargamel shouted at the taxi driver, but the driver didn't even notice. High on the scaffolding, the Smurfs were on the taxi's tail, about to jump off the tightrope like metal and onto the moving vehicle.
Come on, Smurfs,
Gutsy encouraged.
Don't look down,
Papa warned.
Hurry,
Smurfette told the others. Brainy wasn't feeling too steady.
A jump from this height will knock the blue out of...
Ah! The Smurfs ahead of him mustered all of their courage and leaped from the scaffolding to the roof of the moving cab. Shoving aside his fears, Brainy jumped too. The landing was rough.
Oh, my hip!
Papa rubbed his old aching bones. Gargamel, still chasing the cab, saw the little blue creatures land on top of the taxi.
Smurfs!
He was ever so happy they were together now. Easier to catch them all.
Gargamel!
Smurfette shouted and pointed at the wizard.
Oh, no,
Grouchy said with a moan.
Oh, dear.
Even Gutsy was concerned. Gargamel ran faster, taking longer and quicker steps.
Stop that carriage,
he shouted to people on the street. Grouchy pounded his fist on the top of the cab, encouraging the driver to zoom faster.
Let's go! Let's go!
Inside the cab, Patrick reached into his pocket in search of his cell phone. It was empty. Wait, he told the cab driver. I forgot my phone. The driver slammed on the brakes, stopping short so quickly that Gargamel, who was in hot pursuit of the car, slammed right into its rear window. The wizard crumpled to the ground. Fortunately, the Smurfs were able to stand their ground on top of the car. Never mind, Patrick told the driver, having located the phone in his other pocket. Here it is. The cab once more started out toward Patrick's address, 7th Street, between 1st Avenue and Avenue A. The Smurfs laughed as the taxi moved farther and farther away from Gargamel and his cat. Grouchy yelled to the wizard,
Knock yourself off, Gargamel.
Gutsy laughed the loudest.
You've had that coming for about 30 years.
Battered and bruised, Gargamel was furious that the Smurfs had escaped him yet again. But just as the wheels turned the corner, leaving the evil Gargamel behind, a small card broke free from the cab's bumper and fluttered toward him. It was a business card for a place called Angelou Cosmetics. The wizard looked at the logo on the card. Could this be a clue? Gargamel smiled. This Smurf hunt wasn't over yet. The Smurfs took in the sights of New York as the taxi rolled through Times Square.
Oh, wow,
Smurfette said. The others echoed her amazement.
Castles and palaces everywhere.
By the side of the road, there was a street vendor dressed like the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, and green goblins,
Gutsy added, fascinated. Another street vendor was dressed as a clown.
And red trolls,
Smurfette noted. Gutsy spotted a giant billboard. On it, there was a picture of a beautiful woman wearing fancy clothing.
Oh, and look at that giant princess.
Wow, this village is amazing, Papa. Smurfette couldn't stop staring at the flashing billboards and buildings that seemed tall enough to reach the sky. Yes, Papa agreed. And likely very dangerous. Until we rescue Clumsy and get back home, I need you all to stay close and do exactly as I say.
Okay, Papa, Smurfette agreed. If you say so.
We promise, added Grouchy.
Smurf's honor,
Vowed Brainy.
Aye, you can count on us, Papa,
Gutsy assured him. Realizing they were out in the open, Brainy exclaimed,
blend in.
On top of the cab, there was an advertisement for a show called the Blue Man Group. The Smurfs leaned in close to the ad, looking exactly like the popular blue-colored entertainers. Feeling well hidden, they continued to take in the crazy sights of New York City. Soon, the taxi slowed in front of a brown building. I guess this is our stop. Let's go. Papa showed the others a nearby tree with a low-hanging branch.
Yay! We get to climb another tree,
Smurfette said. Grouchy moaned, Yay! Before the cab came to a complete stop, the Smurfs pulled themselves up and into the tree.
Hang on, everybody. Hang on, that's it,
Gutsy said, as they all watched Patrick grab his boxes, exit the cab, and walk to the entrance of the building.
Oh, I hope Clumsy can breathe in that box,
Smurfette said, concerned.
How are we supposed to find Clumsy in there?
Grouchy groaned. They all looked up at Patrick's apartment building. It was 7 stories high and had lots and lots of windows on each floor. Day was rapidly turning to night. Brainy studied the shadows on the building.
I could attempt to smurf the probabilities.
Brainy, Smurfette cut him off. Papa had the easy solution. We'll look through every window.
I don't do windows,
Grouchy argued. No one paid attention. Now, let's get smurfing, Papa ordered, leading the way out of the tree and up to the first-level windows.
Come on,
Gutsy followed. Grouchy sighed.
Every window?
Papa climbed the fire escape ladder. Gutsy sized up the building.
Piece of cake,
he announced confidently. Grouchy muttered under his breath.
What's this guy smurfing?